G'day mates, welcome back. So, unfortunately it's been a crap, shit, dog shit first few months of the year for me. What with Karen's cancer diagnosis, we had to put one of our dogs to sleep on Saturday. Poor Tilly. She was getting on for 18 years old, and she'd already gone blind and gone deaf, and she just deteriorated really badly the last few weeks. Her legs kept splaying, she was having trouble staying up, but it was like only happening every now and then. But then the last few days of last week, it was like every time she stood up, her front legs were going, her back legs were going. She was waking me up in the night howling because she was stuck on the floor and couldn't get up. It's just been a horrific few days. So Saturday we decided the best thing for her would be to put her to sleep. So sadly that was what we had to do, and it was the most horrific thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. She was the first dog I've ever had, because when I was younger my dad wouldn't allow dogs in the house because he didn't like them. Barely allowed the cat in the house. We had a couple of cats, but he grudgingly allowed it. Never dogs. And when I met Karen, she was a real big dog lover. She'd always had dogs, so we got Tilly eventually after a few years, and she's been with us for 15 years. So it was a horrific experience. If you've ever had to do it yourself, you know what I'm talking about. Not nice at all. Anyway, moving swiftly on, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do as my next build. So let's jump into it and have a quick looky. So this is what I plumped for. I know it's a few years old now and everybody's probably seen it, but I do live the StuG life. I do love a StuG. I've built quite a few since I've been back in the hobby, and I do like them. And this is particularly unusual because it's a North Africa StuG. Not many were sent, apparently only 3 made it over there. It's very, very interesting. It's got the extra air filters on the back, all those jerry cans, photo etch parts, decent decals. There it is, what it looks like. Interesting for me anyway. So let's have a little looky in the box. Oh, surprise, we've got destructions. Let's put that out of the way for a minute. I already took the liberty of taking all the sprues out of the bags. Nothing annoys me more than watching someone ripping bags open. There you go, there's a little beauty there. There's our sprue map. You get copper wire for the tow cables. You get a metal barrel, which is nice. You get all these frets of photo etch, which is not my most favourite thing in the world, but hey ho. Individual link tracks, which I am gonna have a go at, although if you've heard me talk on my videos or you've seen me on Facebook groups, I absolutely detest them. I think they're the biggest time waster ever. Having to cut all them off and clean them up is just, to me, in 2025, it's just primitive. I know this is an old kit, but not only but also I do have a backup. I have a cunning plan. Some frills, which I made earlier, just in case, because you never know. Anyway, I'm going to have a go because it's got a jig there for putting the tracks together, and it's, you know, that lay the tracks out and then do the track pin malarkey. You know how it is. So we'll give that a go. Can't guarantee I'm going to do it. Straight off the bat, we've got the wheels, and you get the little PE for between the return roller, the idler, sorry. And you've got the wheels, which have got the manufacturer's name on them. This is all people that know StuGs or built them. This is all just nothing new, nothing different. They're all pretty much the same. Stick the wheels on. Well, I don't like to put the wheels on. I like to paint all the lower hull and everything, and paint the wheels before I put them on. So I'll leave that for a bit, I reckon, that little spot. Then you go to the gum breech. Turn it over. There's your little gum breech being assembled and placed inside. The little seat for if you've got a commander figure so you can stand up. Poke his head out the hatch. There's the rear deck assembly, lots of pieces to go on there. Upper hull going on there. More upper hull action. I think these are little like PE wing nuts. Ooh, I think they might be getting thrown into oblivion. Out of frustration, we'll see. Turn it over. Bit more upper hull action with the spare wheels that are attached to the side. Your antenna going on there. More spare wheel action there. Continental, I think that says. There's your barrel going on. You can either use a plastic one or the metal one that they supply. Periscope, binocular thing, whatever you call it. Bit more on the front there with those, I believe the lights are behind there, aren't they? Yeah, the lights are behind them. And the mountings for the tow cables. Then you go mounting the stubby gun. Some more PE action going on there. Super glue needed. Those are the armoured, well, the extra air filters that go on the back. But I've got aftermarket ones, so I'll show you them in a minute. There's a little diagram showing you how to do the tracks. 93 links per side. Only time will tell whether I've got the patience to do that or the skill, or both. There's the mudguard fenders, whatever you want to call them, Tons of stuff going on there. The supports there, the S-hooks, wire cutters, hammers, lights, toolboxes, jack, spare wheel on the front there, and some more on the other fender with the fire extinguisher, the barrel cleaning rods, the spade, the axe, crank handle, no-tech light, etc, etc, etc. Moving on to 16. You're touching the fenders, mud guards, whatever you want to call them. Spare track action on the front. And there you can see the extra air filters for North Africa. And there's your Jerry oil and water cans with the PE in between each one, so you got to make all those up. Ho ho, that'll be fun. Said no one ever. There's your cans, there's the white stripes for the water. Idiot proof water cans. And there's the lovely PE jerry can basket that you've got to assemble yourself. That should be fun for me. I don't get what that is, option 1 and option 2. I'm not sure what's the difference between that and that. Oh, I see, yeah. Those ones are like attached on the side with a curved pipe, and those are like up in the air on supports. Catch that? I've actually got aftermarket of these ones down the bottom there. And there you have the one paint scheme, which is the Sonderverband 288 North Africa 1942. Which is probably, I don't know, I'll have to speak to someone. It might be similar to Tiger 131 with a low contrast camo on it. We'll have to see. That's quite a way off anyway. That's the destructions. Alright, here we go. There's the track links. I'm going to leave them in the bag because they'll just get lost or whatever. They might even get thrown away, I don't know yet. Those are the little tiny pins that go in them. If you've done these before, you'll know what the deal is with them. Teeny tiny wing nuts. There's your flexible copper wire for the tow cable. There's your jig for track making. Simple, bit like me really. There's the lower hull. Nice crisp moulding on that. Nice detail as well. And on the bottom. Yep, tasty that. Decals, decals, whatever you want to call them. One Balkenkreuz for each side. One for the back, smaller one for the back, and the unit badge on the front. Here's your little mini stumpy brass barrel. That looks alright to me. PE we got. Mesh for the air filters there, nicely done. All the other bits and bobs can go in there. Some more bits and bobs. I believe that is all for the... That's good that it's all done in one. That's for the basket for the jerry cans. If that's all in one, then all you've literally got to do is fold it and glue some bits together, so that might not be too bad. That's alright. And some more bits and bobs go between the idlers, turn rollers, whatever they are, for between the jerry cans that you can build yourself. Goodies, 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 lots and lots of goodies. Right, they're out of the way. Here's my aftermarket air filters, 3D printed resin. Pretty tasty, I reckon. Nicely detailed. Crisp. Smooth. All ready for action. Keep them in the bag to keep it safe. Right, so what I've just seen, these are the jerry cans, but you also get them made up there. So I'm wondering if it's either or. All you got to do is add the handle and the spout on those ones. Whereas on these other ones, you've got to build the whole thing up and put that PE down the middle. Unless you can put them, have them for like in the middle, and then just put one made up one at either end, so it looks... Anyway, we'll have a look. There's the tools on the fire extinguishers. Starter handle. Jimmy bars. Pickaxe. Wire cutters. I don't know why you got two pair there. I don't know why you got two shovels. Who knows? Maybe they needed it in the desert. There's some lower hole action there. Nice bump stops. Two of those sprues, so that's exactly the same. You don't want to look all through that again. Here we go. Got wheels. Usual StuG rubber tyres. Return rollers there. Just make out the manufacturer's name. Continental. They put a U on the end, I guess, for copyright, whatever. You can just cut one side off of the U and make that into an L, I would imagine. Easy enough. There's another set, exactly the same. Swing arms, wheels. There's all the hatches, covers for the rear deck. Hatches there. And there's the extra air filter that you got to make up yourself, but I've got the aftermarket one, so I don't really need that. Although I might save it for future builds. There's some more wheels. They might be the spares. Yeah, they'll be the spares, I think. Those are the extra bits that go on the side that give it that wide look. Here we go. Those are the rear exhaust boxes and pipes. S-hooks. Tow cable ends. Some hatches. Those are the mounts for the tow cables. There's the recoil guard for the gun. And the empty cartridge basket. That's not going to be seen because it will all be inside. There's your mud guards, side bits, whatever you want to call them, with a checker plate on there. Nice detail. And those gaps on the back there are for if there was lights attached on the back, so when you lifted the rear flap up, it just went straight over the lights, the convoy light on that side and whatever light was on that side, I believe. There's part of the gun breech. All in all, it's looking good, I think. Should build up into a nice little StuG. And the one last bit that I forgot to take out of its bag, so I apologise for that because I've had to cut the bag. There you go. And of course they got rid of, done away with that vision port thing that was there on the other model. Now that it's sloped down. I don't know all the technical terms, do I? And there's a couple of clear parts for your lights on the front. Everything's pretty much covered. And I also got, not particularly for this kit, but I got in general some 3D printed jacks. So I'll probably use one of them for this kit. So there you go. That'll be my next build. So thanks everybody for, or anybody that's watched it. Thank you very much. And I'll see you soon. Take care everybody. Model on, my friends.